Did you know the average American family is now wasting over $3,800 on groceries every year, with food prices skyrocketing 43% since 2021? Your grocery bills are bleeding your bank account dry, while big corporations profit from your pain. But there's a solution hiding in plain sight. For centuries, the Amish have mastered the art of kitchen frugality, turning pennies into feasts through time-tested wisdom that modern America has forgotten. I've spent the last 8 months living among Amish communities, documenting their most powerful money-saving techniques that the food industry doesn't want you to know. From transforming $3 worth of ingredients into meals that would cost $30 at restaurants, to cutting your grocery bill by 67% without sacrificing flavor or nutrition. These 50 Amish cooking secrets will revolutionize how you feed your family in these economically devastating times. The best part, you don't need fancy gadgets, special skills, or hours of prep time to start saving today. These practical, proven methods work in any kitchen, even during the financial uncertainty of 2025. Are you ready to take back control of your food budget? Let's dive into the 50 Amish cooking tricks that will save you serious money, while big box stores and processed food manufacturers hope you never discover. 1. Baking bread at home. The smell of freshly baked bread wafting through your kitchen is just the beginning of the magic. When you start baking your own bread, you'll quickly realize that store-bought loaves taste like glorified cardboard in comparison. The real eye-opener comes when you look at the numbers. A homemade loaf costs around 60 cents to make, while store-bought artisan bread can set you back $6 or more in 2025's inflated market. This saving technique, perfected by Amish communities over generations, isn't just about pinching pennies, it's about creating something wholesome and delicious. The beauty of homemade bread lies in its versatility. That same dough you're using for bread can transform into pizza crusts for Friday night dinner, warm dinner rolls for Sunday supper, or even sticky cinnamon rolls for special breakfasts. Here's a clever trick passed down through Amish kitchens. Store your dough in the refrigerator for up to a week, and you can have fresh baked goods whenever the craving strikes. The best part, you know exactly what's going into your bread. No mysterious preservatives or artificial ingredients needed, just simple, honest ingredients like flour, water, yeast, and a pinch of salt. Many Amish bakers will tell you that the key to perfect bread isn't just in the ingredients. It's in the patience and love you put into kneading the dough. They believe that good bread, like all good things, takes time and attention to create. In a world of instant gratification, this mindset alone could transform how you think about food. 2. Dough, buy ingredients in bulk. Step into any traditional Amish home, and you'll find their pantries are practically bursting with smart savings. These storage spaces look like something between a survivalist dream and a baker's paradise, filled to the brim with flour, sugar, oats, and beans bought in bulk quantities. This method of shopping might make your pantry look a bit overwhelming at first, but your wallet will definitely thank you later. The secret lies in knowing where to look for these bulk deals. Local grocery stores often have hidden gems in their bulk sections, and online co-ops can offer amazing prices that make conventional shopping seem ridiculous. With bulk food inflation hitting 27% in the past year alone, Amish families are saving an average of 40% by buying 25-pound sacks instead of small packaged portions. For example, a 5-pound bag of flour might cost $4.29, but a 25-pound bag often costs just $13.50, saving you nearly 40% per pound. But there's more to bulk buying than just saving money. The Amish have long understood that buying in larger quantities also means less packaging waste, which is good news for Mother Earth. When storing your bulk ingredients, take a page from Amish wisdom and remember that proper storage is crucial. Flour gets cranky when it meets humidity, and oats have an ongoing feud with moths, so airtight containers are your best friends. Think of your pantry as a treasure chest, where every jar and container holds the potential for countless meals. The initial investment might seem steep, but when you break down the cost per meal, you'll understand why this method has been a cornerstone of Amish household management for centuries. Repurpose leftovers. If there's one thing that would make an Amish grandmother shake her head in disappointment, it's seeing how much food modern households throw away. In the spirit of their waste not, want not philosophy, every leftover becomes an opportunity for creativity in the kitchen. That slightly stale bread sitting on your counter, don't even think about tossing it. Transform it into golden brown breadcrumbs for coating chicken, crunchy croutons for salads, or a heavenly bread pudding that will make your family forget it was ever old bread to begin with. Those random vegetables hiding in your crisper drawer can come together to create a delicious soup or casserole that tastes even better than the sum of its parts. Even those cereal crumbs at the bottom of the box that nobody wants to eat can find new life as a crispy coating for baked chicken. The Amish have mastered the art of transforming seemingly useless scraps into delicious meals. Take meat scraps, for instance. They don't just disappear into the trash. Instead, they're cooked down into rich stocks, or chopped up and mixed into dumplings, adding an extra layer of flavor that you just can't buy in a store. With Americans throwing away nearly 40% of their food, amounting to $1,866 per household annually. This approach not only saves money, but also teaches us to see the potential in everything. As one Amish saying goes, waste not today, want not tomorrow. It's a simple philosophy that can transform how we think about food and leftovers, turning what might have been trash into treasure. 4. Grow your own food. Imagine walking out to your backyard and picking fresh tomatoes still warm from the sun, just like generations of Amish families have done. The good news is, you don't need a sprawling farm to start growing your own food. Even a few pots on a sunny windowsill can save you a surprising amount of money on groceries. With vegetable prices climbing 22% in the past year alone, growing your own has never made more financial sense. Start with easy-to-grow plants like tomatoes, lettuce, and beans that practically take care of themselves. These beginner-friendly crops can help you save anywhere from $80 to $300 during a growing season. The best part? Once your garden gets going, you might find yourself with more zucchini than you know what to do with, and that's when the fun really begins. Your neighbors will suddenly become your best friends when you start sharing your homegrown bounty. It's like the old gardening joke goes, the only time you need to lock your car doors in summer is when there's a risk someone might leave a bag of zucchini on your seat. Beyond the obvious savings on grocery bills, growing your own food connects you to age-old traditions, just like Amish communities have known for centuries. There's something deeply satisfying about eating what you've grown yourself. Plus, you can swap different vegetables with friends and neighbors, creating a mini farmer's market right in your neighborhood, all for free. Even if you only have space for a few herb plants, growing basics like basil, parsley, and mint can save you $7 or more per bunch at the store. That adds up quickly when you consider how often you might use fresh herbs in your cooking. 5. Skip pre-packaged mixes. $6.99 for a box of pancake mix. The Amish would shake their heads at such unnecessary spending. Think about it. Pancake mix is just flour, a bit of sugar, and some leavening agents. Why pay extra for something you can easily make yourself with basic ingredients you probably already have in your pantry? Making your own mixes isn't just about pancakes either. Those expensive spice blends, gravy packets, and instant rice, they're all marking up simple ingredients you could combine yourself for a fraction of the cost. Take a basic brownie mix, for example. Instead of paying $4.50 for a box, up from $3.29 just last year, you can mix cocoa powder with sugar and flour for less than $1 worth of ingredients. The secret is keeping it simple, just like traditional Amish cooking. Write down these basic recipes and keep them handy in your kitchen. You'll never need to buy another overpriced mix again. And here's something most people don't realize. When you make your own mixes, you can customize them exactly to your taste. Want your pancakes a little sweeter? Add more sugar. Prefer spicier taco seasoning? Throw in extra chili powder. The possibilities are endless, and you're in complete control of what goes into your food. Plus, you'll avoid all those mysterious ingredients with unpronounceable names that often show up in store-bought mixes. As the saying goes, if your great-grandmother wouldn't recognize it as food, maybe you shouldn't eat it. 6. Canning and preserving. Did you know that canning started during Napoleon's time as a way to feed his armies? Now, centuries later, this preservation method has become a cornerstone of Amish household economy. Think of canning as Mother Nature's timeout chair for your fruits and vegetables. They stay fresh for months, just waiting for their moment to shine. Starting your canning journey doesn't have to be complicated. Begin with foolproof projects, like pickles or applesauce. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be amazed at how much money you can save. A single apple tree can produce enough fruit for dozens of jars of applesauce, which could cost you over $5.50 each at the store. With food preservation supplies seeing unprecedented demand in 2025's uncertain economy, Amish families are saving thousands by putting up food when it's in season. The average home canner saves $850, $1,200 annually on their grocery bill. The Amish have perfected these preservation techniques over generations, understanding that putting up food when it's in season means enjoying summer's bounty all year round. And if canning seems too daunting at first, don't worry. Freezing is an excellent alternative. Chop up those extra vegetables and store them for future soups, stews, or stir-fries. You'll thank yourself in winter when fresh produce prices skyrocket. The best part? You're not just saving money, you're also preserving food at its peak ripeness, which means better taste and higher nutritional value. It's like capturing summer in a jar, and there's nothing quite like opening up a jar of home-canned peaches in the middle of January to remember what sunshine tastes like. 7. Make your own dairy products. Believe it or not, making your own dairy products is easier than solving a jigsaw puzzle and way more delicious. Take yogurt, for instance. All you need is milk and a spoonful of existing yogurt as a starter. That's it. No fancy machines or complicated steps required. While the Amish have been making their own dairy products for generations, modern folks often think it's too complicated. But here's the thing, churning butter can replace your gym membership. Just kidding. But it really is a good workout. The real magic happens when you realize how much money you're saving. A gallon of milk can transform into 8 cups of yogurt, saving you around $22 compared to store-bought versions in today's inflated market. And let's talk about farmer cheese. Mix warm milk with vinegar, strain it, and boom, you've got fresh cheese that would cost triple at fancy stores, those expensive flavored coffee creamers. Mix some milk with vanilla extract and your preferred sweetener, and you've just saved yourself $6.50 a week. The best part is knowing exactly what goes into your dairy products. No preservatives, no artificial flavors, just pure, simple ingredients that would make any Amish grandmother proud. Plus, there's something incredibly satisfying about spreading your own homemade butter on warm toast or dolloping your own yogurt onto fresh berries. Once you start making your own dairy products, you'll wonder why you ever bought them from the store in the first place. Master the one-pot meal. There's a good reason why traditional Amish cooking often centers around hearty stews and casseroles. They're not just delicious, they're also incredibly budget-friendly. Picture this. You throw some chicken thighs, potatoes, carrots, and seasonings into a pot, and suddenly you've got dinner for half the week. These one-pot wonders are like magic tricks for your wallet. Instead of using expensive cuts of meat, you can use cheaper options that become tender and flavorful after slow cooking. A $7 package of chicken thighs can feed a family of 4 for 2 meals. When stretched in a stew, that's dinner for less than $1 per person. The real genius of one-pot cooking lies in how it builds flavor. Each ingredient adds something to the pot, creating rich, complex tastes that actually get better overnight. That's right, these meals often taste even better the next day, making them perfect for lunch boxes or easy dinner reheats. The Amish have long understood that simple ingredients, when combined thoughtfully, can create extraordinary meals. By reducing the number of ingredients, but amping up the flavors with herbs, spices, and good broth, you create dishes that taste like they came from a fancy restaurant kitchen. And let's not forget about the cleanup. One pot means fewer dishes, which means more time to enjoy your evening. In a world where the average family spends 87 minutes daily on meal preparation and cleanup, this efficiency is priceless. 9. Save energy. While cooking, while we might not all have access to a traditional wood-burning stove, like many Amish households, we can still learn from their energy-saving wisdom. Hand crank mixers and manual food mills might sound old-fashioned, but they're making a comeback for good reason. They not only save on electricity bills, but they also tend to last longer than their electric counterparts. Here's a surprising fact. With utility costs up 37% since 2021, reheating food on your stovetop actually uses less energy than a microwave when you're warming up multiple portions. And while a wood-burning stove might not be practical for everyone unless you're planning to live off the grid, the principle of conserving energy still applies. Try cooking multiple dishes at once in your oven. It uses the same amount of energy whether you're baking 1 casserole or 3. A hand grinder or mill might cost $30 up front, but it can save you hundreds over time by letting you make your own flour, seasonings, and breadcrumbs. Plus, these manual tools give you more control over the final product. As the saying goes, sometimes the old ways are the best ways, and when it comes to saving energy in the kitchen, the Amish have been ahead of the curve all along. 10. Ditch single-use items ready to feel fancy while saving money. Swap out those paper napkins for cloth ones, and suddenly every meal feels like you're dining at Downton Abbey. The best part, you don't need to buy expensive napkins. Those old t-shirts and bed sheets can transform into perfect kitchen towels and napkins. Taking inspiration from Amish households, where waste is practically unheard of, making this switch can save you hundreds of dollars per year. Think about it. The average family spends around $280 annually on paper towels alone. But it's not just about napkins. Those plastic sandwich bags you've been buying, replace them with glass jars or silicone bags that last for years. Sure, they cost more upfront, but they'll pay for themselves within a few months. And let's talk about beeswax wraps. These reusable alternatives to plastic wrap not only save money, but also keep food fresher longer. The initial investment might seem steep, about $25 for 3 wraps. But when you consider that the average household spends over $120 yearly on plastic wrap and foil, the savings become clear. Plus, there's something satisfying about knowing you're not filling up landfills with single-use items. As one clever Amish saying goes, use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. It's not just about being thrifty, it's about being smart with your resources. Barter and trade with neighbors. Picture this: you're drowning in homegrown tomatoes while your neighbor has more eggs than they know what to do with. Enter the age-old practice of bartering. It's like Craigslist, without the weird encounters. This tradition, deeply rooted in Amish communities, isn't just about saving money. It's about building relationships and sharing abundance. Trading a jar of your homemade pickles for a fresh loaf of bread isn't just a transaction. It's a way to connect with your community. With community bartering networks seeing a 340% growth in 2024 to 2025 due to economic pressures, more Americans are rediscovering this Amish tradition out of necessity. Start small by sharing extra herbs from your garden or those jams you made when fruit was in season. Before you know it, you might find yourself part of an informal network where everyone benefits. Some communities even organize regular trade days where people can swap everything from fresh eggs to flower bouquets. The beauty of bartering is that everyone wins. You get variety in your pantry without spending extra money, and nothing goes to waste. Studies show that communities with active bartering networks tend to be more resilient during economic downturns, something the Amish have known for generations. Plus, there's something incredibly satisfying about knowing the story behind your food. That jar of honey didn't just come from a store shelf, it came from your neighbor's beehives. 12. Homemade snacks beat store-bought. Let's be honest, once you've tasted a warm homemade pretzel fresh from the oven, those small stale pretzels from the store just won't cut it anymore. Following the Amish tradition of making snacks from scratch isn't just about saving money, though saving $7 per serving adds up quickly. It's about creating healthier, tastier treats without any mysterious ingredients you can't pronounce. Making your own granola bars, crackers, or pretzels might sound daunting at first, but it's actually pretty simple. Plus, you can customize everything to your taste. Want extra cinnamon in your granola bars? Go for it. Need less salt on your pretzels? You're the boss. With packaged snacks seeing some of the highest inflation rates, up 35% since 2021, homemade alternatives now save the average family over $1,200 annually. One of the best parts about making snacks at home is turning it into a social event. Host a snack-making day with friends or family, and everyone can leave with a variety of homemade goodies. Even something as simple as popcorn with butter and seasonings can become a gourmet treat that costs pennies compared to store-bought options. The Amish have always known that the simplest snacks are often the most satisfying, and your wallet will definitely agree. 13. Meal planning like an Amish matriarch. Gone are the days of 5 p.m. panic when you realize you have no idea what's for dinner. Taking a page from the Amish matriarch's cookbook, meal planning isn't just about organization, It's about saving serious money. Studies show that families who plan their meals spend up to 30% less on groceries and waste 50% less food. The secret lies in planning around what's already in your pantry and what's in season. Summer brings cheap zucchini and tomatoes, while fall offers affordable pumpkins and squash. Think about it. When zucchini is in season, you might pay 89 cents each, compared to $3.49 in winter. The Amish have mastered this seasonal approach, planning their meals around nature's calendar rather than convenience. Start by making one big meal each week that can transform into multiple dinners. A Sunday roast chicken becomes Monday's chicken salad and Tuesday's soup. Suddenly, you're cooking smarter, not harder. Keep a simple notebook in your kitchen to track your meal ideas and shopping lists. You might feel a bit old-fashioned writing things down on paper, but there's something satisfying about crossing items off a list. Plus, seeing your plans on paper makes it easier to spot where you can save money. Those impulse takeout orders that used to drain your wallet, they become a thing of the past when you've got a solid meal plan in place. The Amish have always known that a little planning goes a long way, and your budget will thank you for following their wisdom. 14. Invest in quality cookware. Would you rather buy 10 cheap pans over 10 years, or one quality pan that lasts a lifetime? This isn't just a riddle, it's the foundation of Amish kitchen wisdom. Take cast iron cookware, for example. While a quality cast iron skillet might cost $65 up front, up from $45 in 2022, it's practically indestructible. You could probably drop it off a cliff, pick it up, and still fry an egg in it. These pans become family heirlooms, passed down through generations, along with the stories of all the meals they've helped create. Think about your grandmother's kitchen. Bet she had some cast iron in there that's still going strong. The beauty of investing in quality cookware isn't just about durability, it's about versatility. A good cast iron pan can bake bread, fry chicken, sear steaks, and even reheat leftovers on any heat source. When you break down the cost per use, that $65 pan might end up costing you pennies per meal over its lifetime. The Amish approach to cookware is simple. Buy once, buy well, and take care of what you have. Look for kitchen tools that serve multiple purposes. A hand-turn grater that can handle cheese, vegetables, and even chocolate will outlast any electronic gadget with moving parts. Remember, taking care of your cookware isn't just about making it last. It's about honoring the tradition of quality that's been passed down through generations of careful cooks. 15. Skip fancy appliances. $249 for a bread maker. The Amish would have a good laugh at that one. Here's a revolutionary idea. Your hands are the original food processor, and they never need new batteries. While modern kitchens often look like small appliance stores, traditional Amish kitchens rely on simple tools that have stood the test of time. Think rolling pins, hand sieves, and cast iron pots, tools that have been making delicious meals for centuries without a single plug or battery. Most fancy kitchen gadgets are just expensive solutions to problems that don't really exist. Sure, a yogurt maker sounds nice, but you can make perfect yogurt with just a pot and a warm corner in your kitchen. Those single-purpose appliances that seem so essential in the store, they often end up gathering dust in a cabinet somewhere, taking up space and reminding you of money that could have been better spent elsewhere. Instead of collecting gadgets, invest in versatile tools like quality knives and durable crockpots that can handle multiple cooking tasks. The Amish have long understood that simplicity in the kitchen isn't just about saving money. It's about focusing on what really matters, creating good food with care and attention. And if you already have some modern appliances, make them last by taking good care of them. Regular cleaning and maintenance can extend their lives significantly, though they'll probably never match the lifespan of that trusty rolling pin. 16. Eat seasonally and locally. Have you ever wondered why tomatoes taste like cardboard in winter, but burst with flavor in summer? Following the wise practices of Amish communities, eating seasonally isn't just about better taste, it's about serious savings. You won't catch traditional Amish families buying pineapples in December or strawberries in January. Instead, they understand the natural rhythm of food seasons, and their budgets benefit from it. When produce is in season, prices can drop by as much as 75%. Think about it. Summer tomatoes might cost $1.50 per pound, while those sad winter ones could set you back $4.99 or more. With seasonal price fluctuations reaching historic extremes in 2025, the difference between in-season and off-season produce is now more dramatic than ever. Farmers' markets become treasure troves during peak seasons, offering bulk produce at prices that would make grocery store managers blush. Root vegetables become your best friends in winter. Carrots, potatoes, and squash not only cost less but also store well and provide the hearty nutrition needed for cold months. The Amish have perfected this seasonal dance, understanding that nature provides exactly what our bodies need at the right time. Summer's bounty of light, water-rich vegetables helps keep us cool, while winter's dense, starchy vegetables give us the energy to stay warm. Shopping seasonally also means you're getting produce at its nutritional peak. Those fresh-picked green beans pack more vitamins than their well-traveled counterparts from another hemisphere. 17. Turn vegetable scraps into broth. Looking at that pile of carrot peels, onion skins, and celery tops, what you see as trash, Amish cooks see as liquid gold. Before you toss those vegetable scraps in the compost, consider this. The average family spends over $140 annually on store-bought broth, while homemade veggie broth costs practically nothing. Keep a large freezer bag ready to collect your veggie scraps, carrot tops, onion ends, mushroom stems, even garlic skins, all contribute to creating rich, flavorful broth. Once your bag is full, simply cover the scraps with water, add a few basic seasonings, and let it simmer. The result? A golden, aromatic broth that puts store-bought versions to shame. Want to take it up a notch? Add a chicken carcass or beef bones for an even richer flavor profile. This isn't just about saving money. Homemade broth contains more nutrients and less sodium than commercial versions. Plus, there's something deeply satisfying about turning what would have been waste into something delicious. As the saying goes, waste not, want not. A principle that Amish kitchens have honored for generations. With commercial broths now averaging $4.99 per quart, this simple habit can save you over $200 annually, while providing more nutritious, flavorful results for your soups and stews. 18. Reuse bacon grease. When's the last time you poured bacon grease down the drain? If an Amish grandmother saw that, she'd probably faint. That golden liquid you've been throwing away is actually kitchen gold. Bacon grease can transform ordinary dishes into extraordinary ones, adding rich, smoky flavor to everything from cornbread to green beans. The best part? It's absolutely free. A byproduct you're already creating when you cook bacon. Store it in a clean jar in your refrigerator, where it can last for months. 1 pound of bacon produces about 1/4 cup of grease, which could easily replace $3 to $4 worth of cooking oil or butter in your recipes. with specialty cooking oils now averaging $8.12 per bottle in 2025's inflated market. This free alternative can save you hundreds annually. But it's not just about savings. It's about flavor. Eggs fried in bacon grease taste like they came from a five-star breakfast joint. Pie crusts made with a spoonful of bacon grease become magically flaky. Even plain vegetables get a gourmet upgrade when sautéed in this liquid gold. The Amish have long understood that this waste product is actually a valuable resource in the kitchen. Who needs expensive olive oil when you've got bacon grease ready to work its magic? As one wise cook said, bacon grease is like the duct tape of the kitchen. It fixes everything. 19. Make energy bars from scratch. Those fancy energy bars at the store might look tempting, but at $3.50 a pop, up from $2.25, in 2023, they're taking a big bite out of your wallet. Drawing inspiration from Amish practicality, making your own energy bars is simpler than building a house of cards, and much more rewarding. Start with a base of oats, peanut butter, and honey. Then let your creativity run wild. Add dried fruits, chocolate chips, or nuts to create your perfect combination. The best part? Each homemade bar costs around 40 cents to make, saving you over $900 a year if you eat one bar daily. Here's a mind-blowing fact. Commercial energy bars often contain the same basic ingredients as homemade ones, but mark up the price by 800%. Package them individually in reusable containers or wax paper for grab-and-go convenience. These bars aren't just for breakfast, either. They make perfect hiking snacks, after-school treats, or post-workout fuel. The secret to perfect homemade energy bars lies in getting the right balance of wet and dry ingredients, something Amish bakers have mastered through generations of practice. By making them yourself, you control exactly what goes into them, avoiding the mysterious ingredients and excessive sugar found in store-bought versions. Plus, making energy bars at home can become a fun family activity. Just be prepared for some creative flavor combinations when the kids get involved. 20. Homemade ice cream doesn't require a machine. Would you believe that some of the best ice cream comes from Amish kitchens where electricity isn't even used? Before you spend $299 on an ice cream maker that'll collect dust most of the year, consider this delicious homemade ice cream needs nothing more than simple ingredients and a bit of arm muscle. The traditional Amish hand crank method might make your biceps burn, but the results are worth every turn. Just warn your family that dessert comes with a side of manual labor. The magic happens when simple ingredients like milk, sugar, and vanilla transform into creamy, dreamy ice cream that puts store-bought versions to shame. For smaller batches, try the salt and ice bag method. It's like a science experiment that ends with dessert. Here's an interesting tidbit. This method of making ice cream dates back to the 1700s, long before electricity was even a dream. Making ice cream this way saves you around $7 per quart compared to premium store-bought versions, which now exceed $12 in many markets. And the taste? Well, let's just say there's a reason why Amish ice cream socials are legendary. Plus, you can create flavors you'll never find in stores, like garden fresh mint chocolate chip or hand-picked blackberry swirl. In the Amish tradition, ice cream making becomes a social event, something to look forward to and enjoy together, creating memories along with dessert. 21. Learn basic skills like sewing and mending. Ripped your favorite apron. Instead of tossing it in the trash like most people would, take a cue from Amish wisdom and break out that sewing kit. Basic mending skills can save you hundreds each year on replacing damaged clothes and linens. Think about it. A simple button replacement might take 5 minutes and cost 10 cents, while a new shirt could set you back $35 or more in today's market. The Amish have always understood that maintaining what you have is far more economical than constantly buying new items. Learning to sew isn't rocket science. Thanks to online tutorials and videos, you can master basic repairs without attending a single class. A basic sewing kit costs less than $15 and can save you countless trips to the store, with clothing prices up 28% since 2021. Extending the life of your wardrobe has never been more economical. Beyond just fixing tears and replacing buttons, these skills open up a world of possibilities for upcycling. Those old jeans can become sturdy pot holders, worn-out t-shirts transform into cleaning rags, and dated curtains might find new life as shopping bags. There's a certain pride in extending the life of your belongings through simple repairs. It's not just about saving money, it's about being resourceful and self-reliant. Plus, as any Amish seamstress will tell you, there's something deeply satisfying about wearing clothes you've mended yourself. It's like giving your wardrobe a second chance at life, while giving your wallet a break. 22. Work as a team. Nothing brings families together quite like chopping 20 pounds of cucumbers for pickling day. This might sound like a chore, but in Amish communities, it's a celebration of teamwork and tradition. When everyone pitches in, big tasks become manageable and even fun. Divide the work based on age and ability. Younger kids can wash vegetables or peel potatoes, while older ones might help with cutting or stirring. Parents can handle the more complex tasks, like operating hot stoves or managing pressure canners. Creating family traditions around cooking tasks makes the work feel special rather than tedious. Maybe your family could have pickle days in summer or baked bread Saturdays every week. The statistics are eye-opening. Families who cook together not only save money, up to 40% on their food budget, but also tend to eat healthier meals. Plus, children who help in the kitchen are more likely to develop healthy eating habits and cooking skills that will serve them throughout their lives. Working together in the kitchen also creates natural opportunities for conversation and connection. There's something about chopping vegetables side by side that gets people talking and sharing stories. As one Amish father put it, the kitchen is where we grow our family bonds as well as our food. Even cleaning up becomes easier when everyone pitches in. Many hands make light work. After all, in a time when families spend an average of just 37 minutes together daily, these kitchen activities create valuable bonding opportunities. 23. Slow cooking. When was the last time you let a meal cook so slowly that the aroma filled your entire house for hours? In today's world of instant everything, the Amish tradition of slow cooking stands as a testament to the value of patience. Sure, it takes forever, but as the saying goes, it tastes like heaven. Slow cooking isn't just about throwing ingredients in a pot and forgetting about them. It's an art form that transforms humble ingredients into extraordinary meals. Take tough cuts of meat, for example. While they might cost 60% less than premium cuts, slow cooking makes them just as tender and flavorful. Using a crock-pot or Dutch oven to simulate traditional Amish cooking methods, you can create meals that taste like they came from a 5-star restaurant. The science behind slow cooking is fascinating. Over time, collagen in meat breaks down into gelatin, creating that melt-in-your-mouth texture that makes comfort food so satisfying. But it's not just about meat. Vegetables develop deeper flavors, herbs infuse more thoroughly, and sauces become richer when given time to develop, with premium cuts of meat now averaging $15-20 per pound. This technique of transforming $5/lb cuts into gourmet meals can save you over $1,000 annually. The bonus, slow cooking is perfect for batch cooking, meaning you can prepare several meals worth of food at once, saving both time and energy in the long run. It's the ultimate set it and forget it cooking method that the Amish have relied on long before electric slow cookers existed. 24. Cook once, eat twice. The concept of planned leftovers might sound like a modern meal prep trend, but Amish cooks have been practicing this money-saving strategy for generations. Instead of cooking small portions daily, make larger batches and plan creative ways to use them throughout the week. Take a traditional Amish chicken recipe, roast a whole bird for Sunday dinner, use the leftover meat in Monday's chicken salad, then simmer the bones for Tuesday's soup. This approach saves not just money, about 45% on your grocery bill, but also precious time and energy. Think about it. Cooking once instead of 3 times means using your stove less, washing fewer dishes, and spending less time in the kitchen. With the average American now spending over $4,000 annually on takeout due to cooking fatigue, this strategy directly counters one of our biggest budget drains. The key is to choose recipes that store and reheat well, like casseroles, soups, or chili. These dishes often taste even better the next day as the flavors have time to meld together. Freezer-friendly meals are especially valuable on busy days. Having a homemade meal ready to heat up can save you from expensive takeout temptations. This method is particularly brilliant for dishes that require a lot of prep work or long cooking times. By making larger batches, you're essentially giving your future self the gift of a home-cooked meal without the work. The Amish have long understood that smart cooking isn't just about the ingredients, it's about strategy. 25. Join a community food initiative. Fresh vegetables taste so much better when you're not the one fighting weeds in 90 degrees weather. While Amish communities have mastered the art of growing their own food, not everyone has the space, time, or inclination for a full garden. That's where community food initiatives come in. They're like having an Amish farm without all the hard work. Community gardens, food co-ops, and CSA community-supported agriculture programs offer amazing opportunities to access fresh local produce at a fraction of grocery store prices. Studies show that members of food co-ops save an average of 30% on their grocery bills compared to shopping at conventional stores, with community food programs seeing 200% growth since the economic challenges of 2023. These Amish-inspired initiatives are creating resilient local food systems. The savings go beyond money. These initiatives often allow members to glean excess produce that would otherwise go to waste. Many farms and markets have programs where people can collect surplus produce for free or at very low costs. This practice, which has roots in ancient farming traditions that the Amish still honor today, helps reduce food waste while providing fresh food to more people. CSA boxes are particularly exciting. It's like getting a surprise package of fresh produce every week, often at 40% to 50% less than retail prices. Plus, many CSA programs learned from Amish farming practices, focusing on seasonal chemical-free growing methods. The social benefits are just as valuable as the financial ones. You'll meet neighbors who share your interest in good food, learn new cooking techniques, and become part of a community that supports local farmers. 26. Simplicity through batch cooking. If the Amish were on social media, they'd definitely be the original meal prep influencers. Their practical approach to batch cooking isn't just about saving time, it's a complete system for efficient, economical food preparation. Think about it. When you fire up your oven to bake one loaf of bread, you're using the same amount of energy it would take to bake 3 or 4. By cooking larger quantities at once, you can cut your energy bills by up to 25%. The real genius lies in creating versatile base ingredients that can transform into multiple meals. Cook a big pot of beans or ground meat, and suddenly you have the foundation for tacos, chili, shepherd's pie, or countless other dishes. This approach, perfected in Amish kitchens over generations, means you're never starting from scratch at mealtime. With energy costs hitting record highs in 2025, the average batch cooker now saves $57 monthly on utility bills alone. Smart batch cooking also means thinking ahead. Double that casserole recipe and freeze half for a busy day, or make extra soup base that can become 3 different meals with just a few tweaks to the seasonings. The savings are impressive. Families who regularly batch cook report spending 40% less on groceries and 60% less on takeout. But perhaps the biggest benefit is the stress reduction. Imagine never having to wonder what's for dinner or scramble to cook when you're exhausted. That peace of mind is priceless. Just ask any Amish cook who's mastered this art. 27. DIY seasonings and marinades. What's hiding in your spice cabinet might be the key to unlocking huge savings. Those little packets of tacos seasoning and marinades that seem so convenient are actually eating away at your budget, and the Amish have known the secret for generations. A typical family spends over $250 annually on pre-made seasonings and marinades, yet you can make the same blends at home for pennies on the dollar. The math is simple. A packet of taco seasoning costs around $2.29, up from $1.49 in 2022, while the spices needed to make several batches might cost $5 total. With spice prices seeing some of the highest inflation rates in the grocery sector, homemade blends now represent one of the best returns on investment in your kitchen. That's just the beginning. Start mixing simple combinations like olive oil, garlic, and lemon juice for marinades that make store-bought versions taste like expensive water. Buy herbs and spices in bulk, and you'll see even bigger savings, up to 75% less than buying small containers or pre-made blends. The Amish approach to seasonings focuses on simplicity and quality. Start with good ingredients, understand how flavors work together, and don't be afraid to experiment. Create your own signature blends for everything from poultry rubs to ranch dressing mix. Store these homemade treasures in clean, airtight jars, and they'll stay fresh for months. Not only do you save money, but you also control exactly what goes into your food. No mysterious ingredients or preservatives needed. Plus, there's something deeply satisfying about creating the perfect blend that makes your family ask for seconds. As one wise Amish cook said, the secret to good food isn't in fancy ingredients, it's in knowing how to make simple things taste amazing. 28. Save with barley, lentils, and other grains. Those little lentils work so hard, they should really collect a paycheck. Taking a page from traditional Amish cooking wisdom, incorporating more grains into your meals can transform your grocery budget. While meat prices continue to climb, with beef reaching record highs of $9.50 per pound, grains like barley, lentils, and rice cost mere pennies per serving. A 1-pound bag of lentils costs about $2.79 and can make 6 hearty meals when combined with vegetables and seasonings. That's dinner for less than 50 cents per plate. The versatility of these humble ingredients would make any Amish cook proud. Barley adds chewy texture to soups and stews. Quinoa, though pricier up front, packs a protein punch in salads. and rice pairs with practically anything you can imagine. With plant-based proteins seeing less inflation than animal products, families switching to 2 grain-based dinners weekly now save an average of $1,200 annually. The secret lies in treating these grains as more than just side dishes. Mix them with vegetables and a simple dressing for lunch. Use them to bulk up soups and casseroles, or combine them with small amounts of meat to make expensive proteins stretch further. Studies show that families who incorporate more grains into their meals can reduce their grocery bills by up to 30% while increasing their fiber and nutrient intake. Plus, these pantry staples store well for months, meaning you can stock up when prices are low. The Amish have long understood that simple ingredients, prepared thoughtfully, can create satisfying meals that nourish both body and budget. Grains may not be flashy, but they're economical powerhouses that deserve a prominent place in your meal rotation. 29. Passed down recipes. Every Amish recipe box tells a story of generations working together to create delicious, affordable meals. These aren't just collections of ingredients and instructions, they're time-tested strategies for feeding families well without breaking the bank. What makes these recipes special isn't fancy techniques or exotic ingredients, but rather their proven track record of working consistently while staying budget-friendly. Creating your own recipe collection might seem old-fashioned in this digital age, but there's something powerful about having tried-and-true recipes at your fingertips. Start a recipe binder or digital file to preserve your family favorites. Include notes about where to find the best deals on ingredients, seasonal variations, and any money-saving tricks you discover along the way. With recipes from popular cooking sites, often calling for 15+ ingredients, these simplified Amish-inspired approaches can cut your ingredient costs by 60%. The fascinating thing about traditional Amish recipes is how they often contain hidden frugal wisdom, like using breadcrumbs to stretch ground meat or turning vegetable scraps into flavorful broths. These recipes have survived because they work, both in terms of taste and budget. Studies show that families who cook from a core collection of familiar recipes spend 40% less on groceries than those who frequently try new, ingredient-heavy recipes. Plus, having go-to recipes reduces the stress of meal planning and the temptation to order expensive takeout. Consider passing down your collected recipes as gifts. Future generations will thank you for sharing not just the recipes, but the wisdom of economical cooking that comes with them. In a world of trendy, complicated cooking, there's something reassuring about recipes that have stood the test of time and family budgets. Dirty, fix it, don't replace it. Just because a spatula loses its handle doesn't mean it's ready to retire. Put it back to work, like an overachieving grandparent. This mindset, deeply rooted in Amish culture, can save you hundreds of dollars each year on kitchen equipment alone. Studies show that the average household spends over $600 annually replacing kitchen items that could have been repaired for a fraction of the cost. Take that wobbly pot handle, for example. A few minutes with a screwdriver could save you $45 on a replacement. The Amish approach to kitchen tools is refreshingly simple. Treat them as investments rather than disposable items. A well-maintained cast iron skillet can last for generations, while a cheaply made non-stick pan might need replacing every year. With tool and kitchen equipment prices up 32% since 2021, every repair now represents an even bigger saving. Learning basic repair skills isn't just about saving money, it's about becoming more self-reliant and reducing waste. Simple fixes like tightening loose knobs, replacing broken handles, or patching small holes can extend the life of your kitchen tools significantly. One clever cook spent an afternoon fixing her favorite frying pan instead of buying a new one, saving $35 and feeling surprisingly proud of herself. Even old recipe books can be saved with a bit of tape and patience. The satisfaction of fixing something yourself is worth more than the money saved. It's about honoring the value of what you already have. Think about it. Every time you repair, instead of replace, you're not just saving money, you're also keeping items out of landfills and reducing the demand for new products. The Amish have long understood that taking care of what you have isn't just about thrift, it's about respecting the resources we've been given. Plus, there's something deeply satisfying about using kitchen tools that have been lovingly maintained and repaired over the years. Each fix adds character and history to your kitchen equipment, making them more valuable with each passing year. 31. Make your own condiments. Did you know that fancy bottle of ranch dressing you just paid $5.99 for costs about 75 cents to make at home? The Amish have been wise to this food industry secret for generations. Making your own condiments isn't just economical, it's a flavor revolution for your kitchen. Store-bought ketchup, mayonnaise, salad dressings, and mustard are among the most marked up items in your grocery cart, with profit margins often exceeding 400%. By contrast, homemade versions use simple ingredients that cost a fraction of the price and taste infinitely better. Take mayo, for instance, just eggs, oil, vinegar, and a pinch of seasoning. Homemade costs about 50 cents for a cup compared to $4.99 for commercial options. Plus, you can customize your condiments to your exact taste preferences. Extra garlic in your aioli? No problem. Less sugar in your BBQ sauce? You're in control. With condiment prices seeing some of the steepest inflation in grocery stores, up 45% since 2021, homemade alternatives now represent significant savings. The Amish practice of making staples from scratch isn't just about pinching pennies, it's about quality control. No artificial preservatives, no mysterious natural flavors, and no high fructose corn syrup, unless you choose to add it. Start small with easy wins, like ranch dressing or BBQ sauce. Once you gain confidence, move on to classics like mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup. Store your creations in clean jars in the refrigerator, and you'll have fresh, delicious condiments ready whenever you need them. The average family that makes their own condiments saves approximately $340 annually while enjoying superior flavor. That's the kind of common sense that would make any Amish cook nod in approval. 32. Sprout your own seeds. Tiny seeds, becoming nutritional powerhouses. It's like having a mini vegetable garden on your windowsill. Sprouting, a practice common in Amish communities focused on self-sufficiency, transforms inexpensive seeds into vitamin-rich additions to your meals. The economics are eye-opening. A $3 bag of sprouting seeds yields the equivalent of $30 worth of store-bought sprouts. That's a 900% return on investment. Plus, homegrown sprouts are significantly fresher and more nutritious than their plastic packaged counterparts. All you need is a jar, some cheesecloth, or a sprouting lid, and seeds like mung beans, lentils, or alfalfa. The process is simple: soak, rinse, drain, and wait. No soil or complicated equipment required. Within days, you'll have crisp, living food ready to add to sandwiches, salads, or stir-fries. With fresh produce prices continuing to climb, reaching new highs in 2025, sprouting offers a year-round source of affordable greens, regardless of season or climate. These nutritional powerhouses provide enzymes, vitamins, and minerals that boost your health while keeping your wallet happy. The Amish value sprouting not just for its economy, but for its practicality, providing fresh vegetables even in winter months when gardens lie dormant. Consider starting a weekly sprouting routine, staggering different seeds, so you always have fresh sprouts ready to harvest. For families struggling with the 37% increase in produce prices since 2021, this simple technique can provide continuous access to fresh, living foods for pennies a day, embodying the Amish principles of simplicity and self-reliance. 33. Render your own lard. What modern kitchens discard, Amish cooks transform into culinary gold. Rendering lard, the process of slowly melting pork fat into cooking fat, might sound old-fashioned, but it's making a comeback among budget-conscious cooks for good reason. A pound of pork fat costs around $2.50 and yields about 2 cups of lard, the equivalent of $8.10 worth of commercial cooking fat. But the benefits go beyond cost savings. Homemade lard creates pastries with unmatched flakiness, potatoes with perfect crispness, and deep-fried foods with that professional quality crunch. Most butchers will sell you pork fat inexpensively, and some might even give it away as a waste product, though that's becoming less common as more people discover its value. The rendering process is simple. Cut the fat into small pieces, add a splash of water to prevent initial sticking, and slowly melt it down over low heat until it becomes clear liquid gold. With specialty cooking oils, now averaging $12.15 per bottle, this traditional Amish practice saves serious money. Once cooled and strained, your homemade lard will last for months in the refrigerator. Unlike commercially produced shortenings, your rendered lard contains no artificial preservatives, no hydrogenated oils, and no mystery ingredients. The Amish have always known what nutritionists are now rediscovering: natural fats, in moderation, are part of a balanced diet. Lard contains less saturated fat than butter, and no trans fats when properly made. It's also shelf-stable, versatile, and imparts a subtle richness that vegetable oils simply can't match. For those willing to embrace this traditional kitchen skill, the average annual savings exceed $200, while providing a superior cooking ingredient that connects you to generations of practical kitchen wisdom. 34. Make bone broth in Amish kitchens. Bones are never trash. They're the foundation of liquid gold. Commercial bone broths selling for $8.10 per quart are simply slow-simmered broths made from ingredients you've been throwing away. Every time you roast a chicken or cook bone-in meat, you're halfway to creating rich, deeply flavored bone broth that surpasses anything from the store. Simply collect bones in a freezer bag until you have enough for a batch, then simmer them with vegetable scraps, a splash of vinegar to help extract minerals from the bones, and a few herbs. The magic happens during the long, slow simmer, anywhere from 8 to 24 hours, as collagen, minerals, and flavor compounds are extracted from the bones. The resulting broth doesn't just taste amazing, it's also packed with nutrients that support digestion, joint health, and immune function. With the average American household now spending over $180 annually on boxed broths and stocks, this Amish practice of utilizing every part of the animal makes both culinary and financial sense. One chicken carcass can produce 2 meals 3 quarts of bone broth, a value of $16.30 in commercial equivalents. Use your homemade bone broth as a base for soups and stews, for cooking grains, or simply sipping as a nourishing hot drink. It freezes beautifully in ice cube trays or mason jars, giving you instant access to flavor whenever you need it. The Amish philosophy of honoring the sacrifice of animals by using every part reflects both practical economy and ethical consumption, a wisdom increasingly relevant in our world of food waste and disconnection from food sources. By embracing this tradition, you not only save money, but also participate in a time-honored practice of resourcefulness that respects both your budget and the food you consume. 35. Fermenting foods. Long before refrigeration became commonplace, Amish communities preserved their harvest through the art of fermentation. This ancient technique transforms cabbage into sauerkraut, cucumbers into pickles, and milk into yogurt, all while enhancing nutritional value and saving significant money. The economics are impressive. A homemade jar of sauerkraut costs approximately 75 cents to make, but would sell for $1.68 in specialty stores. The process relies on beneficial bacteria naturally present on vegetables to create preserving acids. Through fermentation, no expensive equipment or electricity required. With fermented food prices rising faster than overall food inflation, up 48% since 2021, this skill now represents even greater savings. Beyond sauerkraut, try your hand at kimchi, fermented carrots, or traditional dill pickles. Each uses the same basic technique. Submerge vegetables in brine, salt water, add flavoring ingredients, and let time and microbes work their magic. The Amish value fermentation not just for preservation, but for the unique flavors and health benefits these foods provide. Modern science now confirms what traditional cultures have known for centuries. Fermented foods support gut health, enhance immunity, and improve digestion. Start with small batches, using simple equipment, clean jars, cabbage, salt, and perhaps some spices. Your initial $5 investment in ingredients can yield the equivalent of $30–40 worth of store-bought fermented products. As you gain confidence, expand your fermentation repertoire to include beverages like kombucha or water kefir. For families looking to stretch their grocery budget while enhancing nutrition, this traditional Amish skill offers remarkable value, transforming simple, inexpensive ingredients into probiotic-rich foods that would cost a premium at health food stores. The average household practicing regular fermentation saves approximately $520 annually on specialty foods, while consuming fresher, more nutritious versions. 36. Regrow vegetables from scraps. The bottom of that celery bunch you're about to throw away, it's actually a free plant waiting to happen. This Amish-inspired practice of regrowing vegetables from kitchen scraps turns what most people consider trash into a continuous supply of fresh food. Green onions are the gateway vegetable for this money-saving technique. Simply place the white root ends in water, and within days, you'll see new green shoots emerging. Keep changing the water, and you can harvest fresh green tops for weeks from scraps that would have cost you nothing. But it doesn't stop there. Celery bases, lettuce cores, bok choy bottoms, and even pineapple tops can all regenerate when placed in water or soil. While you won't grow a full garden this way, you can produce meaningful amounts of fresh herbs and vegetable accents for your meals. With produce prices continuing their steep climb in 2025, this free source of fresh vegetables represents substantial savings. The typical family practicing vegetable regrowth saves $5.10 weekly on herbs and garnishes. That's $260–520 annually from items that would otherwise become waste. The Amish appreciation for resourcefulness and self-sufficiency shines through In this practice, there's something deeply satisfying about watching new growth emerge from what was considered useless, a living reminder of nature's regenerative power, and a small step toward kitchen independence. Keep a small container of regrowable scraps on your windowsill, and you'll have the freshest possible herbs and vegetables always at hand, connecting you to the cycles of growth, while stretching your food budget in a way that would make any Amish gardener smile with approval. 37. Save and plant seeds. That tomato you're slicing for dinner, it contains the potential for dozens of free plants inside. Seed saving, a cornerstone of Amish gardening practice for generations, transforms a one-time purchase into a perpetual harvest. Consider the economics. A single packet of heirloom tomato seeds costs $3.99, but might contain 20 seeds. From those plants, you could harvest thousands of seeds for next season, enough for your garden and plenty to share with neighbors. That's a return on investment that Wall Street can only dream about. With seed prices increasing 35% since 2022, this traditional practice represents significant savings for home gardeners. The Amish approach to seed saving isn't complicated. Simply harvest seeds from your best performing plants, dry them thoroughly, and store in a cool, dark place until planting season. Focus on easy-to-save varieties first. Tomatoes, beans, peas, lettuce, and peppers all have seeds that require minimal processing. As you gain experience, expand to more challenging crops like squash and cucumbers, which need isolation to prevent cross-pollination. Beyond the financial savings, seed saving connects you to the timeless cycles of growth and cultivation practiced by generations of Amish gardeners. Each seed carries genetic adaptations to your specific growing conditions, creating plants increasingly well suited to your garden with each passing season. For families growing even a modest garden, seed saving represents annual savings of $75–150 on purchased seeds, a perfect example of the Amish principle that small, consistent practices of thrift add up to substantial benefits over time. Plus, there's something deeply satisfying about planting seeds you've saved yourself, a direct connection to both last year's abundance and next season's promise. 38. Family cheese making. While commercial cheese prices have soared past $8 per pound for basic varieties, Amish families have continued their tradition of homemade cheese making for both economy and quality. The simplest fresh cheese requires nothing more than milk, vinegar, or lemon juice, and a bit of salt, transforming a gallon of milk into a pound of fresh farmer's cheese for less than half the cost of store-bought options. Start with basic recipes that don't require special equipment or cultures. Farmer's cheese, ricotta, and paneer all follow similar simple principles. Once you've mastered these, consider investing in cultures for more complex varieties like mozzarella or soft spreadable cheese. The economics are compelling, turning a $3.89 gallon of milk into cheese products that would cost $12.15 at the store. But beyond savings, homemade cheese offers flavor and freshness that commercial products can't match. Plus, you control exactly what goes into your cheese. No artificial ingredients, preservatives, or unnecessary additives. Amish cheese-making wisdom emphasizes patience and observation rather than specialized equipment. Many beginners are surprised to discover they can create delicious cheese with tools already found in their kitchen: colanders, cheesecloth, pots, and thermometers. For families that regularly enjoy cheese, monthly savings can exceed $45 by making even a portion of their cheese at home. The Amish tradition of cheese making isn't just about economy, It's about connecting to food in a more meaningful way, understanding the transformation of milk into something new and delicious through simple, natural processes. Begin with small batches as you learn, and soon you might find yourself, like many Amish households, setting aside a specific day for family cheese making, creating both delicious food and meaningful traditions around the kitchen table. 39. Baking soda and vinegar cleaning. Walk into any Amish home, and you'll notice how spotlessly clean it is, yet you won't find expensive commercial cleaners or specialty products. Instead, generations of Amish housekeepers have relied on simple ingredients like baking soda and vinegar to keep their homes immaculate. The savings are substantial. A gallon of white vinegar costs around $3.29 and can replace dozens of single-purpose cleaning products that would cost $40.60 in total. Baking soda, at approximately $1 per pound, serves as a gentle abrasive for scouring sinks and tubs, deodorizing refrigerators, and even clearing slow drains when combined with vinegar. With household cleaning products seeing price increases of 32% since 2021, these Amish-inspired alternatives represent significant savings. A basic homemade all-purpose cleaner, 1 part vinegar to 3 parts water, with a few drops of essential oil, costs about 40 cents per bottle, compared to $4.99 for commercial alternatives. The Amish preference for simple cleaning solutions isn't just economical, it's practical. These time-tested methods work effectively without introducing harsh chemicals into living spaces. Vinegar's natural acidity makes it excellent for removing mineral deposits and killing many household germs, while baking soda's mild abrasiveness tackles stuck-on food without scratching surfaces. Start by replacing your most frequently used cleaners with homemade versions. The average household can save over $300 annually, while reducing plastic waste from disposable cleaning product containers. As a bonus, you'll always have cleaning supplies on hand, no last-minute trips to the store when you run out of a specific cleaner. This Amish approach to household management exemplifies their broader philosophy. Simple, multi-purpose solutions are often more effective and economical than specialized products marketed for single uses. Clean counters, sparkling windows, and fresh-smelling rooms don't require expensive products, just basic ingredients used with a bit of elbow grease. 40. Save jars for storage. That empty salsa jar you're about to recycle. In an Amish household, it would be washed, delabeled, and repurposed as valuable storage. This simple practice, saving and reusing glass jars, can save you hundreds of dollars on food storage containers while reducing waste. Commercial storage containers cost $3.8 each, while clean, repurposed jars cost nothing. The Amish approach to jar storage isn't just economical, it's practical and attractive. Glass doesn't absorb odors or stains, is dishwasher safe, and lets you see contents at a glance. With food storage container prices up 28% since 2022, this free alternative makes even more financial sense. Use save jars for storing homemade broths, leftover soups, dry goods like rice and beans, or even as drinking glasses. Wide-mouth pasta sauce jars make perfect containers for overnight oats, while smaller jelly jars become excellent spice storage. Beyond kitchen use, repurposed jars can organize craft supplies, hold homemade cleaning solutions, or store loose hardware items. The Amish appreciation for useful, beautiful simplicity is perfectly expressed in rows of neatly labeled jars containing everything from dried herbs to buttons. For families committed to this practice, Annual savings on purchased storage containers can exceed $150 while contributing to less landfill waste. Start by saving jars with secure lids and standard sizes for easy stacking and storage. Remove labels by soaking in warm soapy water or using a paste of baking soda and oil for stubborn adhesives. This seemingly small habit perfectly embodies the Amish philosophy of stewardship, recognizing value in what others might discard and finding new purpose for quality items rather than defaulting to unnecessary purchases. In a world of dedicated storage solutions, this practical wisdom reminds us that the best storage containers might already be passing through our kitchens. 41. Simple sourdough starter in Amish kitchens. The sourdough starter is often a cherished inheritance, passed down through generations and used daily. This living culture of wild yeast and beneficial bacteria transforms flour and water into rising power for bread, pancakes, and biscuits. No purchased yeast required. Creating your own sourdough starter costs nothing but flour, water, and patience. Once established, this continuously regenerating resource replaces commercial yeast that now costs $2.50 per 3-pack. For families who bake regularly, this represents savings of $60.75 annually on yeast alone. But the benefits extend beyond yeast replacement. Sourdough fermentation makes grains more digestible and nutritious, while creating complex flavors impossible to achieve with commercial yeast. The Amish tradition of maintaining and using sourdough starter connects modern bakers to practices that predate commercial yeast by thousands of years. With just a few tablespoons of active starter, you can create everything from crusty artisan bread to fluffy pancakes. Keep your starter on the counter if you bake daily, or refrigerate it for weekly baking, feeding it with fresh flour and water to maintain its vitality. For budget-conscious families, a sourdough starter transforms the lowest-cost ingredients, flour and water, into delicious baked goods that would cost $5.8 each at artisan bakeries. The savings are substantial, particularly with bread prices exceeding $5 per loaf in many markets. This living tradition embodies the Amish principles of self-sufficiency and resourcefulness, creating abundance from minimal inputs through knowledge, care, and patience. As one Amish baker put it, a good sourdough starter is like a faithful friend. It asks little but gives much in return. 42. Dry beans. Instead of canned, that humble bag of dry beans might not look impressive, but it represents one of the most significant savings opportunities in your pantry. While a 15 Oz can of beans costs $1.79, up from 89 cents in 2021, a pound of dry beans averages $1.99 and yields the equivalent of 3-4 cans when cooked. The Amish have long preferred dry beans for both economy and flavor, understanding that this simple choice reduces the cost of beans in recipes by 60 to 75%. For families that use beans regularly, this one change can save $150-200 annually on this protein-rich staple. Cooking dry beans isn't complicated, just unfamiliar to many modern cooks. The basic method requires soaking, either overnight or through the quick soak method, followed by simmering until tender. For even greater convenience, cook large batches and freeze in can-size portions for ready-to-use beans that maintain their superior flavor and texture. Beyond cost savings, home-cooked beans offer significantly better taste and texture than their canned counterparts. You control the seasoning, cooking time, and salt content, creating beans perfectly suited to your recipes rather than adapting to predetermined commercial processing. The Amish approach to beans emphasizes their versatility as a protein source that costs a fraction of meat. A pound of dry beans provides roughly the same protein as 2 pounds of meat for approximately 1/10 the cost, making them a cornerstone of economical, nutritious eating. Start with varieties that cook relatively quickly, like black beans or pinto beans, then expand to others as you gain confidence. Which is a simple change in shopping habits, connects you to generations of practical cooks who understood that small efforts in preparation yield significant savings and superior results, a fundamental principle of Amish kitchen wisdom. 43. Family milling and grinding. The hum of a grain mill is a familiar sound in many Amish households, where turning whole grains into fresh flour isn't just economical, it's a way to ensure maximum nutrition and flavor. While this might seem old-fashioned, it represents substantial savings in today's economy. Whole grains cost significantly less than pre-ground flours, especially specialty flours. A pound of whole wheat berries averages $1.49 and yields a pound of fresh flour compared to $3.99, $5.99 for premium whole wheat flour. For families that bake regularly, home milling can save $200–300 annually on flour alone. You don't need an expensive electric mill to start, though these are available. Many Amish households use hand-cranked mills that require no electricity. These range from small models perfect for tabletop use to larger floor models that can process greater quantities with each use. The benefits extend beyond cost savings. Freshly milled flour contains all the nutrients naturally present in the grain, many of which degrade quickly after commercial milling. The flavor difference is remarkable. Breads and baked goods made with fresh flour have a complexity and sweetness that commercial flours can't match. With whole grain prices seeing less inflation than processed foods, this Amish practice makes even more economic sense in 2025's challenging market. Beyond wheat, consider milling corn for cornmeal, oats for oat flour, or rice for rice flour, creating specialty flours that would cost $6.8 per pound commercially for a fraction of the price. For families ready to embrace this traditional skill, the initial investment in a quality mill pays for itself within 1–2 years through regular use. This practice epitomizes the Amish approach to kitchen economy, investing in durable tools that empower self-sufficiency and higher quality at lower overall cost. 44. Cooking with a hay box. Never heard of a hay box? This nearly forgotten cooking method, still used in some Amish communities, might be the most energy-efficient cooking technique ever invented. The concept is brilliantly simple. Food is brought to a boil quickly, then placed in an insulated box to continue cooking through retained heat, using no additional energy. The traditional hay box used hay as insulation, hence the name, but modern versions can use towels, blankets, or even foam insulation. The energy savings are remarkable. Dishes that would normally simmer for hours use only 10–15 minutes of active cooking fuel, reducing energy costs by up to 80% for slow-cooked meals, with utility costs at record highs in 2025. This method can save the average household $15–25 monthly on energy bills. Beyond savings, hay box cooking produces exceptionally tender, flavorful results in dishes like stews, beans, and grain. The gentle, sustained heat allows flavors to develop fully without the risk of scorching or overcooking. The Amish value this method not just for its economy, but for its practicality, Once food goes into the hay box, it needs no monitoring, freeing the cook for other tasks. It's the original set it and forget it cooking method, predating electric slow cookers by centuries. To try this technique, you need nothing more than a pot with a tight-fitting lid and materials to create insulation. Heavy towels or blankets work perfectly for beginners. Simply bring your food to a thorough boil, cover tightly, then nest the hot pot in your insulated container, covering completely to retain heat. This traditional wisdom makes perfect sense in modern kitchens concerned with both rising energy costs and sustainability. By reviving this Amish preserved cooking technique, you tap into centuries of practical knowledge that values efficiency, simplicity, and making the most of limited resources. 45. Make your own pasta. In many Amish kitchens, the weekly routine includes making fresh pasta, a practice that transforms basic ingredients into meals that would cost 3 times as much using store-bought versions. The economics are compelling. Homemade pasta costs approximately 30 cents per serving, compared to $1.49 for dried commercial pasta and $3.99 for fresh store-bought versions. The ingredient list couldn't be simpler: flour, eggs, or just water for simpler versions, and perhaps a pinch of salt. No special equipment is required to start, just a rolling pin and knife, though pasta machines make the process easier as you gain experience, with pasta prices showing some of the steepest increases in the grocery aisle, up 52% since 2021. This skill now represents even greater savings. For families that eat pasta weekly, making your own can save $300–400 annually, while providing superior texture and flavor. The Amish approach to pasta making emphasizes simplicity and efficiency. Many families make larger batches, drying extra portions on clean kitchen towels or pasta racks for later use. Fresh pasta cooks in just 2 to 3 minutes, making it perfect for quick weeknight meals, despite the initial preparation time. Beyond traditional shapes, like fettuccine or spaghetti, homemade pasta opens possibilities for filled options like ravioli, turning simple ingredients and leftover fillings into gourmet meals that would cost $15–20 at restaurants. As one Amish grandmother wisely noted, store-bought pasta fills the stomach, but homemade pasta feeds the soul too. That combination of nurturing and economy perfectly captures the essence of Amish cooking philosophy, finding joy in creating quality food that nourishes both body and budget. 46. Foraging wild foods. Before supermarkets existed, the Amish, like most rural communities, supplemented their gardens with nature's free grocery store, wild edible plants growing in fields, forests, and along streams. This traditional knowledge hasn't been lost in many Amish communities, where seasonal foraging remains part of their food-gathering practice. The financial impact is significant. Foraged foods like berries, greens, and mushrooms would cost $5.15 per pound at specialty markets, but are available for free to those with knowledge and access to clean foraging areas. For families who actively forage, seasonal wild foods can represent $300–500 worth of premium produce annually. Common edibles like dandelion greens, selling for $8/lb at upscale markets, blackberries $6/pint when in season, and wild onions add variety and nutrition to meals while costing nothing but time and attention. The Amish approach to foraging emphasizes safety, sustainability, and respect for nature's boundaries, taking some, but always leaving plenty to regenerate. With today's increased interest in wild foods, resources for safe identification abound through books, websites, and local experts. Start with easily identifiable plants like blackberries, dandelions, and wild onions, before attempting more challenging species like mushrooms that require expert knowledge. Beyond the economic benefits, foraging connects practitioners to seasonal rhythms and local ecosystems in ways that commercial food systems cannot. There's something deeply satisfying about bringing home wild blackberries you've picked yourself, or making salad from nutritious plants growing naturally in your environment. This traditional skill embodies the Amish principle of working with nature rather than against it, recognizing abundance that exists without human intervention, and harvesting respectfully rather than always focusing on cultivating and controlling. For budget-conscious families, this connection to ancient food-gathering traditions offers both nutritional and financial rewards. 47. Potlucks and community meals. Many hands make light work, and many dishes make a feast. This Amish saying captures the economic brilliance of their community meal tradition. By sharing the responsibility of meal creation across multiple households, everyone eats better for less. The financial advantage is clear. Preparing one dish for a community meal costs far less than creating an entire multi-dish meal for your family. For example, making a large casserole might cost $12, but provides your family access to a complete meal with 10 berries tea, 15 different dishes that would cost $60 plus to prepare yourself. With restaurant prices skyrocketing in 2025, the average casual dinner now exceeding $25 per person, these community-based alternatives offer significant savings while maintaining social connections. Studies show that families who participate in regular meal sharing save an average of $200 monthly on food costs compared to those who don't. The Amish have refined this practice into both an economic and social cornerstone of their communities. Regular potlucks, work frolics with shared meals, and community gatherings center around food prepared collectively, creating abundance through cooperation rather than individual expenditure. To incorporate this wisdom into modern life, consider starting a dinner club with trusted friends or neighbors. Each household hosts on rotation, with everyone contributing dishes to create meals that would be prohibitively expensive or labor-intensive for any single family to prepare. Beyond the economic benefits, these shared meals build community resilience, strengthening relationships that provide mutual support during challenging times. In adopting this Amish practice, you're not just saving money, you're investing in social bonds that have sustained their communities through centuries of economic and social change. 48. Family butchering. While not practical for every household, the Amish tradition of family participation in meat processing offers extraordinary savings for those with the space and skills. Purchasing a whole or half animal directly from farmers can reduce meat costs by 40 to 60% compared to retail prices. Consider the economics. A quarter beef purchased directly from a farmer costs approximately $5.6 per pound, hanging weight, including processing, while the same cuts purchased individually at retail would average $12.15 per pound in 2025's inflated market. For a typical quarter beef weighing 150-200 pounds, that represents savings of $1,000, $1,500. The Amish approach to meat procurement emphasizes relationship with farmers, wise use of all cuts, not just premium ones, and careful storage to preserve quality. Many Amish families participate in butchering days, community events where multiple families process animals together, sharing both labor and specialized equipment. For modern families interested in this approach, You don't need to perform the butchering yourself. Local processors can handle the slaughter and cutting while you benefit from the bulk pricing. The key is finding farmers who sell whole, half, or quarter animals directly to consumers, increasingly common as more people seek alternatives to conventional meat supply chains. Beyond price advantages, direct meat purchasing gives you control over how animals are raised, what they're fed, and how your meat is processed. Many families report higher quality, better flavor, and peace of mind, knowing the source of their food. This traditional approach to meat procurement exemplifies the Amish principle of eliminating middlemen whenever possible, going directly to producers for significant savings while building relationships that strengthen local food systems. For families with freezer space, this single strategy can dramatically reduce one of the largest categories of food expenditure. 49. 3-bowl dishwashing. That gleaming dishwasher in your kitchen. The Amish have achieved equally clean dishes for centuries, using a simple 3-bowl system that uses less water, electricity, and detergent. This method remains common in Amish households without electrical appliances, proving that technology isn't always necessary for effective results. The process is efficient. One bowl contains hot soapy water for washing, the second holds clean hot water for rinsing, and the third contains hot water with a small amount of vinegar for sanitizing. Dishes move through the sequence, using minimal water while ensuring proper cleaning. The savings are significant. Dishwashers use approximately 6 gallons of water per cycle and 1.2 kWh of electricity, costing about 75 cents, 1.00 per load in water and power. The 3-bowl method uses approximately 3 gallons total and 0 electricity, reducing utility costs by 50 to 75%. With utilities seeing some of the steepest inflation since 2021, these savings now represent $15.20 monthly for the average family. Beyond direct cost savings, this method eliminates the need for expensive dishwasher detergent pods, 30 cents, 0.40 each, in favor of simple dish soap that costs pennies per washing. The Amish value this method, not just for its economy, but for its practicality. Dishes can be washed anytime without dependence on electricity or appliance function. As an added benefit, hand washing creates an opportunity for family cooperation and conversation, turning a chore into social time. While not everyone will abandon their dishwasher, incorporating this technique for daily washing while saving the dishwasher for larger loads represents a practical compromise that reduces utility consumption while maintaining convenience. A balance between traditional wisdom and modern living that saves money without significant lifestyle sacrifice. 50. The 1-year test. Perhaps the most profound money-saving wisdom from Amish kitchen practice isn't a specific technique, but a decision-making framework. The 1-year test. Before purchasing any new kitchen tool or appliance, Amish cooks often ask, will this still be useful and valuable to me 1 year from today? This simple question cuts through marketing hype and impulse purchasing, focusing instead on long-term utility and value. Asking whether an item will stand the test of time, physically and functionally, naturally steers decisions toward quality, versatility, and necessity rather than novelty. The financial impact is substantial. The average American household spends $1,200 annually on kitchen gadgets and small appliances, many of which see minimal use after the initial purchase excitement fades. By applying the 1-year test, Amish households typically spend 70 to 80% less on kitchen equipment while maintaining fully functional cooking spaces. This approach naturally favors multi-purpose tools that perform several functions well, rather than single-use gadgets that quickly become kitchen drawer clutter. It prioritizes quality construction that will last for years or decades over trendy items that may break or become obsolete. Before making kitchen purchases, ask yourself, would I buy this again a year from now, knowing what I know then? Will this item earn its storage space through regular use? Does it replace something I already own that works adequately? These questions, common in Amish decision-making, naturally guide you toward wiser spending. This final technique encompasses the underlying philosophy behind all Amish kitchen economics: thoughtful evaluation of true needs, focus on long-term value, and resistance to consumer culture's constant pressure to buy more and newer. By adopting this mental framework, you internalize the principles that make all the other money-saving techniques naturally flow from your own wisdom rather than external instruction. As we've seen throughout these 50 Amish cooking tricks, the path to significant savings doesn't require extreme measures, just intentional choices and practical skills that honor the wisdom of generations past. In these challenging economic times of 2025, these traditional approaches offer not just financial relief, but also increased self-reliance and deeper connection to our food. The Amish have maintained these practices not because they reject progress, but because they carefully evaluate which changes truly improve life and which merely increase cost and complexity without proportional benefit. That discernment serves them well as inflation continues to erode purchasing power for most Americans. By incorporating even a handful of these techniques into your kitchen routine, you can begin reclaiming control over your food budget while often enjoying higher quality meals than before. Start with the strategies that seem most accessible to your current situation, perhaps baking bread, meal planning, or repurposing leftovers, and build from there as you gain confidence. Remember that perfect implementation isn't the goal. As the Amish saying goes, the perfect is the enemy of the good. Small, consistent changes in how you approach food will compound over time into significant savings and increased skill. These 50 Amish cooking tricks aren't just about pinching pennies. They're about reclaiming the satisfaction of capability, the joy of creation, and the wisdom of resourcefulness that modern convenience has often obscured. In rediscovering these practices, you're not just saving money, you're reconnecting with an approach to food and home that has sustained communities through good times and challenging ones alike. That's wisdom worth preserving in any economy.